Hey eBay sellers, it's Suzanne A. Wells, and I have a sales update video for you. Now, the purpose of this video is to show you that I am a real seller, just like you, to show you what the average person can do over time with small steps, to show you the kinds of things I really sell and that they are not hard to find, to show you best offer prices, view count, and the length of time it took for an item to sell. And if you have been following my eBay store, you can see what these things actually sold for. But most of all, to keep it real, I'm a real seller. I've been doing this every day since 2003, and this is what you can realistically expect from your business if you are an at-home eBay seller. These sales are from January 15th, 2019 to February 14th. This is my eBay store, Atlanta Golf Shop. The link is below the video if you want to follow my store to see what I sell. And I have over 14,000 feedbacks. I started selling in March of 2003, so this is going to be my 16th year. Okay, so let's get started. First item was a Quacker Factory shirt, size 2X, which is why I picked it up, because it was a size 2X, and it was $3.18 at Goodwill. I took a best offer of $12. Profit was $8.21, sold in 1 month. I'm also going to be showing you screenshots of items looked up on watchcount.com because it gives more information than you can see on the listing. So you can see here that the view count on this item was 83 views. It had 5 watchers, and it was listed on December 23rd, sold on January 19th. So small sale, I agree, but the small ones add up. Okay, the next item is this Michael Kors bathing suit. I paid $6.30 for it at Goodwill. Sold for $34.97, which was full price. Profit was $25.26, and it took 4 months to sell. Now, remember, this is January, and a bathing suit sold for full price. So eBay knows no seasons. If you have it, list it. And you can see here that the view count is 79 for this item. Had 2 watchers, and it was listed on December 18th, sold on January 20th. I actually had relisted it because it had high views, so I ended it and listed it again. But according to my records, it took 4 months to sell, but that's okay. And just a note on the prices I'm paying for things. Some of you have asked me why I don't have a resale certificate so that I don't have to pay sales tax on my items. And to be honest with you, I have done that in the past. It is a huge hassle to get the right person to ring you up that knows what to do with it. If you're going to places like Costco, Sam's Wholesale, places like that where they're used to dealing with them, that's fine. It works. But in my experiences, when I go around to Goodwill and little thrift stores and I show them this resale certificate saying you don't have to charge me sales tax, I don't have to pay sales tax when I buy the item, it takes longer to check out and get out of the store and get on to my next thing. And it turned out to be a really big waste of my time. So that's why I just go ahead and pay the sales tax, because my time is more valuable than trying to, than waiting for the cashier to go get the manager and figure it out. And I'm holding up the line and they don't know how to deal with it. So sometimes time is more valuable than money. So that is why I'm showing you the full price I pay for the item, and it does include the sales tax. Okay, this is a Coldwater Creek top, size 2X nautical. I paid $6.30. I took a best offer of $26. Profit was $17.22, and I sold this in 1 month. Why did I pick this up? Because plus size, nautical, sequins, all of those characteristics play into the sale price you're going to get. I could just picture somebody wearing this, a lady sitting on her boat at the beach, whatever. And it did go to somewhere, Murrells Inlet, South Carolina, so right there on the coast. And so that worked. It had 66 views, and there you can see the start time and the end time. Sold for, had only one watcher, so watchers don't really mean anything. Next item is a 100% cashmere sweater, cardigan, zip front, mock neck. And this was a very thick, heavy cashmere sweater. And rarely do you see zip front cashmere simply because it's more difficult to put in a zipper than it is to put in buttons and buttonholes. So when you see a zip front cashmere, that's going to be worth more. I paid $6.30 for this, took a best offer of $40. My profit was $30.77, and it sold in 6 days. This item had 37 views and 3 watchers. Okay, the next item is another zip front 100% cashmere sweater. This one was a hoodie, and I had a lot of low offers on this, but I did hold out for it until I got an offer that was reasonable. This I paid $6.30 for. Took a best offer of $45. Profit was $33.75, and it sold in 1 month. This item had 212 views, so very popular item, and 6 watchers. Okay, this is a LL Bean kids coat, size 3T. It said girls on the tag, but it could be either because at that age, 3T is 3T. I paid $3.10 for this at Goodwill, took a best offer of $25. Profit was $20.41, and it sold in 2 weeks. This had 52 views on it and 0 watchers. Okay, this is a Chico's Weekends top that has sequins, and this was half price at Goodwill. I got it for $3.18. Took best offer of $15.99. My profit was $11.26, and it sold in 6 weeks. I picked this up because pink and black are always my best-selling colors. It had sequins on it, and Chico's is a great brand to sell. If you are confused by all of the different Chico's lines, come to the Premium Library and take my course on selling Chico's clothing, where I explain which lines sell for more money. And I show you the labels on the clothing so you'll know which ones to buy and which ones to leave behind, as well as all other kinds of nuances of selling this brand of clothing, because there is a lot of it out there, but not all of it is a good flip. So come to the Premium Library and check that out. So anyway, this sold in 6 weeks, and it had 119 views and 4 watchers. Okay, this is a J. Jill Chanel women's sweater, very soft and fuzzy. I paid $6.30 for this. I took a best offer of $30. Profit was $24.28, and this sold in 30 minutes. It only had 8 views and 1 watcher, and because it sold so quickly, I can only assume that the person who purchased it had a alert set up, which means they can do a search, save the search, and then choose to be alerted when items matching the keywords in their search are posted on eBay. So could have been a coincidence. There's no way for me to prove it without asking the customer, which I did not. But love those sales when things sell in 30 minutes. So if you have it, list it. Okay, this was a fun sale. These are Fly London shoes. Was a new brand for me. I'd never heard of it. Looked it up in Goodwill and saw that they're rather expensive. I paid $6.30 for these, full price. I took a best offer of $49.97. Profit was $38.25. It took 2 months to sell. And this had 210 views with 3 watchers. So a popular item. Got lots of views on it. Okay, this was something that was in my closet for I think 2 years. And I just decided I didn't like it anymore. Columbia fleece vest, size extra large. Actually, it was always too big, and I just decided it didn't fit me right. I didn't need it anymore. I paid $1 for this 2 years ago at a church sale. So I just put it up on eBay, took a best offer of $16. My profit was $14.31, and it sold in 8 hours. It only had 12 views on it and no watchers. So, for those of you constantly glued to how many views your items are getting, don't worry about it. Just keep listing good items. Your item can sell with less than 10 views, or it may take 300. You just don't know. We can't draw any conclusions by looking at the number of views because it just takes one person to buy it. It could be the first person or it could be the 300th person. You don't know. Okay, these were some Old Navy Rockstar jeans. Got these at Goodwill for $3.18. They were on half price. I took a best offer of 14. Profit was $11.40, and these sold in 4 days. Here we see the view count was 42 views with 2 watchers. And obviously, I realize since I put my store out there as a teaching store, a lot of the views on my items are not buyers. They're other sellers who are looking at how to do things. So there's no way for me to know what percentage of these views are from actual buyers. But I sell just like everybody else. So the statistics on both of my stores are pretty close as far as how fast something sells, but the view counts are much lower on my other store, so I can only conclude that there's a good number of sellers looking at my items. Okay, this is a Banana Republic pencil skirt. I saw this at Goodwill on full price and I waited for it to go on the half price sale. So I picked it up for $3.18. Took a best offer of $18.50. Profit was $14.19. It sold in 6 weeks. And, I had my eye on this because it was size 14, which is a larger size. And it's also got that pink and black color scheme, which always does well for me. So here you can see it had 124 views with 0 watchers. This item was free. Someone gave it to me because they didn't want it. And they know I sell on eBay, so I get all kinds of stuff coming to me for free. Paid 0, sold for full price of $14.97. Profit was $14.25, and it sold in 1 day. And you can see the view count was 23 views. And there you can see the start time and the end time was just 1 day apart. No watchers. Okay, this is a J. Crew Baird McNutt. It's just a line of J. Crew. 100% linen shirt. It was actually a men's shirt. It was on half price, so I paid $3.18. Sold for full price. Oh, sorry, that should say best offer of $25. Profit was $19.18, sold in 2 months. This had 51 views with no watchers. Okay, this is a Ralph Lauren long straight wool skirt. I picked this up because it's Ralph Lauren. It was 100% wool. It was nicely tailored and it was lined. And it was just one of those items I could see somebody wearing to work in a professional setting. So I look for those types of items made that are durable, made by brands like Ralph Lauren, LL Bean, Land's End, J. Crew, Orvis, those types of brands that just are well known for their durability and quality. So I paid $6.30. I took a best offer of 22, a little bit lower than I wanted to go, but I was on a roll that day and things were selling, so I just took it. Profit was $15.74 and it sold in 10 days. It had 25 views and no watchers. Okay, I loved this item when I found it. I just thought this was so cool and somebody was going to love it. Michael Kors tunic dress, belted. So it was really just a big square of material, but it was made in such a way that when you put it on, the sleeves are bat wing sleeves, and it was very flowy. Could have been worn as a dress or a top. So I paid $6.30 for it. It sold for full price of $49.97. Profit was $38.37. Sold in 4 days and went to Germany. And this had 41 views on it with 2 watchers. Okay, finally I had a hidden Mickey. Actually, this was given to me by a friend who was moving. This is a Disney hidden Mickey, 17-inch, brown. I paid $0 for it. My friend who lives near me ended up having to move across town for her husband's job, and across town in Atlanta can mean 2 hours away. So she was downsizing a lot of her inventory and just gave my daughter and I a bunch of stuff. So this sold for full price of $59.97. My profit was $52.30, and it sold in 2 hours. And it only had 4 views on it, which pretty sure whoever bought this had an alert set up. It had 0 watchers. So see, watchers mean nothing because this item was listed, it sold for full price in 2 hours, and had no watchers. Okay, this is an Athleta size extra small hoodie, and I paid $6.30 for it. Sold for full price of $29.97. My profit was $20.97, and it sold in 2 months. I picked this up because of the brand, the blue and white nautical theme, and it was just cute. So I had 89 views on this item with 2 watchers. Okay, this was a little vintage 1987 Muppet Babies bear that was $1 at Goodwill. Sold for full price of $14.97. Profit was $12.98, and it sold in 1 day. So I love these fast sales. It had 8 views and 0 watchers. Okay, this is a vintage Disneyland 83 Tokyo hoodie sweatshirt, and I paid $6.30 for this. It sold for full price of $99.97. My profit was $83.47, and it sold in 1 month. Now, it was vintage because of the tags on the inside. When you see things that say Tokyo Disneyland 83, that's the year it opened, was 1983. So just because it says 83 on the front doesn't necessarily mean it's vintage. You have to look at the tags on the inside. But FYI, Tokyo Disneyland opened in 83, so there's that relationship between the number 83 and Tokyo Disneyland. This only had 94 views, 2 watchers, and you can see there it sold for full price. This is a men's English laundry shirt with the flip cuffs and embroidery. I paid $6.30 for this. It sold for best offer of $45. My profit was $34.19, and it sold in 2 months. Had 269 views and 2 watchers. So I will be looking for that brand again. This is a Furla leather belt. It had kind of a reptile texture on it. I paid $3 for this at Goodwill. Sold for best offer of $20. My profit was $15.65. It sold in 1 month. This had 52 views and 1 watcher. This is an large dress tunic kind of thing. I paid $3.71 for this at Goodwill. Sold for best offer of $25. My profit was $19.41. It sold in 11 days. Had 64 views and no watchers. Okay, Columbia women's size extra large vented yellow shirt. This was half price at Goodwill, paid $3.18. It sold for best offer of $16. My profit was $12.10, and it sold in 6 weeks. It had 55 views and 1 watcher. This is a brand called Life is Tennis. It's a tennis racket bag, and this was $3.50 at Goodwill. I took a best offer of $25. My profit was $18.68, and this sold in 2 months. It had 174 views and 2 watchers. This is a Wayne Dyer 8 CD set, and he's one of the Hay House authors and speakers. He passed away, I believe it was in 2016, so that was really sad. But his work is wonderful, and these CD sets are great to sell because they're easy to ship. So I paid $3 for this, sold for full price of $15.97. Profit was $12.28. It sold in 4 days. I had set it aside to listen to in my car when I was driving, but it sold so fast, so I'll just have to look for another one. This had 23 views and no watchers. This is a Johnny Was joystick embroidered t-shirt. I paid $6.30 for this. It sold for full price of $44.97. My profit was $34.97, and this sold in 12 hours. It had 17 views and 1 watcher. And this item is a Lucky Brand leather belt with mermaids and the Pisces zodiac sign on the buckle. It was a really interesting, unusual item. I paid $3 for it, sold for best offer of $30. My profit was $34.97. This sold in 6 weeks, and the girl who bought it, she bought it February 14th, and she's saying that she's a Pisces, which that's coming up. March birthdays are Pisces. So just in time for that. And this had 99 views and 5 watchers. So let's look at the overall numbers here. With all of these items, those 26 items sold, my average profit per item was $25.39. 9 went for full asking price, which was 35% of my items that sold. 17 sold on best offer, which was 65% of sold items. So you can see there that, I put best offer on everything. So, the majority of my sales are from best offer, but even though I have best offer on everything, items still sell at full price. So if you're on the fence about best offer because you think people won't pay full price, that is incorrect. And just an update on my premium content library as of February 14th, there are now 138 videos, 47 hours of education, and I am your personal help desk by email. I get back to you within 24 hours. So if you have any questions, problems, frustrations, need help with your eBay business in any way, I'm there for you by email to help you. So that is the end of this sales update video. I hope you learned some new things, and just want to reinforce that I am a real seller just like you. I'm out there doing this business every day. It's probably more of an addiction than anything, just because I love it. I love what I do, and I love being able to make money doing something I love. And that's living the dream right there. So I would love your comments below. Thanks for watching, and have a profitable and productive day on eBay. Bye.